Hello, everyone. I'm just trying this this new thing on my StreamYard here. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio out there. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio. One thing I want to say though, before I get started, is that like this racial division in this day and time in America, it's normal. It's a normal result of being what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, you guys can hear me? Cool. But all this is normal. And it's a result of what we all of this is a result of being integrated for a little bit over 50 years. You know what I'm saying? So when people are saying that this racial division is new, it's nothing new. All right. And I wish people would stop acting like this division is something new when we've been integrated for only a short time against the backdrop of 200 plus years that we've experienced as a nation, right? Calling someone a racist is not an insult, nor is it damning when all of this is expected. Now, if racism had an expiration date, then someone please tell me where that expiration date is on the calendar, right? You can't heal in only 50 years what took 200 years to develop, perfect, and maintain, right? It took 200 plus years of that. So what we're seeing in America right now is actually normal. And you damn sure can't get rid of the problem by simply not talking about it. You damn sure can't stop talking about it when it's a multi-billion-dollar industry for the right and for the left, right? After the death of Charlie Kirk, there's no such thing as a moderate racist on the right anymore. You know, it's become so blatant now that there's no longer a need for black conservative grifters to be their mouthpieces anymore. Charlie Kirk was the beer and wine section of the bar versus what conservative commentary is now is the hard liquor section. Charlie Kirk only said the watered down version of what the extreme norm is of the GOP. You feel me? Let's see. Let's see who I got in my chat room so far. Man, you guys showed up and showed out today. What up, V-Dub Boogie? What up, Josh? What up, Love Wisdom? What's up, Shaka Nulu? What up, Omian Collins? It's a wrap for the current party. Yeah, and it's not coming back. Jimmy Wynn, I read what you said today, and you made a good point. Trump betrayed us. He seriously betrayed us. Even heavy-duty country is fed up with him. That was expected, and it's going to be a lot more than heavy-duty country that's going to come out. It's a wrap for the Republicans after Trump term. They went too far right. Exactly. Happy Nora said that's good. The Republican Party is corrupt and work. No, I ain't going to say that. See, that's the reason I don't talk about Israel on this channel. Because of comments like this, because not every Jewish person is a Zionist. I must say it's a comedy special with MAGA and conservatives. It's a comedy special across the board. You know what I'm saying? It's a comedy special across the board. What up, Notre Dame? How's it going? LC wants me to know that he had a hamburger for lunch today, French fries too. Well, you know, I hope it was a good hamburger. But, you know, I was watching Tori and Rain Reloaded's channel last night, right? And I could only watch just a few minutes of it because I was too busy trying to edit some stuff from my book that's coming out. But he was playing a segment where Tommy Sotomayor was sounding like a Black Panther from the 1970s, right? Now, I don't get a chance to see much of Tommy Sotomayor since he got kicked off of YouTube, you know. And, you know, Tommy Sotomayor, along with Brandon Tatum, are facing more racism than I've ever expected them to face from their audience. Yeah, Tarian's still around, man. Miss Gray, what's your thoughts on government shutdown ending? I knew somebody would cave. But, you know, when we're talking about the extremism on the Republican side of the aisle, it's gotten so bad that where Brandon Tatum is sounding like the victim that he makes other black people out to be. You know, when black people would talk about racism, Brandon Tatum would be like, racism doesn't exist. The only way we can stop it is to stop talking about it and put the problem on black folks. Now you got Brandon Tatum sounding like this man sounded like he done resurfaced, trying to rebrand himself. But these black conservative grifters are screaming that the house is on fire when they decided it was a good idea to burn the cross in their bedrooms. They were the ones who put all this energy out there. You know, I don't want to hear anything about racism from these guys. They're the ones gaslighting black people saying the only party that's racist is the Democratic Party. But the phone calls now are coming from inside of the Republican House. You know, I've never told you guys that racism didn't exist on this side of the aisle. And I've always been transparent about that. You know, I mean, as a registered Republican, I've always been transparent about, hey, man, don't come over here looking for rainbows and unicorns. You know, if you're looking for somebody to do all that, then you're on the wrong side of the house. Yeah, Tommy is on Rumble. What up, Deacon? How's it going? But yeah, I mean, what did Brandon Tatum and the likes of him think would be the end result of their rhetoric that kept money in their pockets? You know, they said everything they wanted to say. They was carrying the water for these bigoted right wingers, right? And now it's biting them in the ass. And Ben Shapiro can't even say anything about the racism on the Republican side of the house because it was him who platformed Nick Fuentes. He platformed Candace Owens. He gave those two the momentum to be what they are today. You know what I'm saying? The death of Charlie Kirk opened the door for the Grippers to become the new face of the image of the online Republican Party. It is. So, not saying that the Democratic Party is any better. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that the Democratic Party is any better because I know it's going to be a lot of you saying, oh, Ricky, you sound like a Democrat. You sound woke. No. Two things can be true at once. The Republican Party can be full of shit. The Democratic Party can be full of shit. And they can be full of shit at the same time, as we're seeing with this damn government shutdown that was just upon us. And if you think that they opened up the government for any other reason than to boost money through the system during the shopping season, then you lying to yourself. You're only kidding yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Now he's back on YouTube. A few channels are back up and running. I like to see some more Tommy Sotomayor. Like, for real. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I disagree with that he says in his delivery, but a lot of stuff he says is on point. So, but to hear Tommy Sotomayor flip out like he did, I'm just like, wow, okay. Let's see. I think both are cuckoo. It's politics, no matter the size. Exactly. And what MAGA is today, it's not the same MAGA it was a year ago from today. You know what I'm saying? Like a year ago from today, I was walking around with my MAGA hat talking about Trump's going to win the election and things are going to change. Donald Trump ran on the release of the Epstein files, and now he's sweeping them under the rug. The Democrats are releasing these so-called emails to make him look bad, right? Or he says it's to make him look bad. But isn't sweeping the files under the rug making him look bad enough? You know, the Democrats can release files from today until the cows come home. They don't need to do anymore. Him being so desperate to change the headlines from the Epstein files and making a martyr out of Charlie Kirk tells us everything that we need to know. You know what I'm saying? It tells us everything that we need to know. This man made a martyr out of Charlie Kirk. And let truth be told, nobody outside of these internet streets knew who the hell Charlie Kirk was before he got assassinated. Nobody knew. But Trump flew this man's body on Air Force One, displayed his body in the rotunda, and treated a podcaster like he was a politician that does something great for humanity. He didn't do a goddamn thing. What did he do? What do we know of Charlie Kirk? He had a podcast, and he would tour college campuses where he would be an intellectual bully and try to debate people who, one, did not have his debating skills, two, did not have his life's experience, three, were attending college where Charlie Kirk tried to say that college is a scam. Then why is your ass on the college campuses across the world? Four, we saw that man get murked in debates overseas when he showed up at Oxford. So what was Charlie Kirk but another loudmouth on social media? What was he? Tell me something great that he done for the good of humanity besides running his cocksucker on social media and debating children on college campuses. What did he do? I mean, if I just want to know, did he invent some kind of cure? Was he affluent in aeronautics where he invented some kind of spaceship that could get us from here to, let's say, Alpha Centauri? I mean, what did he do for the greater good of humanity besides run his dick sucker on social media? I'm curious to know. And between the outright racial bigotry and the denial of the Epstein files, then we can openly and can officially call the Republican Party just another fucking plantation. Right? There are people who are stuck on the Republican plantation because they're disgusted with what was produced by the Democratic plantation. That's understandable. But what they're not realizing is that both plantations are one and the same. Neither party is about America first, and the term America first is now a phrase hijacked by the young Groyper movement. Tell me where I got it wrong at here. Tariq would have cooked Charlie Kirk in a debate. Charlie Kirk would have never debated Tariq Nasheed. Hell, Charlie Kirk was running from Nick Fuentes. You guys remember? It wasn't shortly before Charlie Kirk's death where Charlie Kirk was running from Nick Fuentes. And I think that the reason that it was convenient for someone that Charlie Kirk was taken out was because Charlie Kirk, with all of his popularity and all his fame, could not stand up to Nick Fuentes. And I'm not glazing Nick Fuentes by saying this, but I'm just saying that Nick Fuentes had a more powerful presence on social media than Charlie Kirk could ever form. And Nick Fuentes doesn't have all that money pushing him like Charlie Kirk has. Or had anyway. You know what I'm saying? Skip France, what's going on? America First dates back to the 1930s as an isolationist pro-Nazi party. Charles Lindbergh was the star of it. You got a point there. Lately, Nick Fuentes is gaining a lot of popularity. Yeah, because, I mean, Charlie Kirk is gone. And like I say, Charlie Kirk was the beer. Nick Fuentes is the hard liquor. So now that the beer has been taken out, there's no more beer to drink and people still want to get their fix. Guess where they're going to go? To the hard liquor. And like I said, the Republicans can't clean themselves up after this one. You know, as a matter of fact, come next election season, I'm going to change my vote, my registration from Republican to independent. I don't want to have shit to do with the Republican Party anymore. Not after this. Nope. MAGA turned out to be a cult. Exactly. What up, Lawrence? How's it going? I'm just independent. I saw Amir Odom sucking up to Nick Fuentes. Yeah, I mean, shit. Tucker Carlson's doing it. Like, everybody's doing it. Like, wow. I mean, they're doing anything to stay relevant, right down to laying in bed with the devil that they say they hated at one point in time. You know, Young Black Leadership Summit, an annual multi-day conference that brought hundreds of young Black conservatives to network. Hear speakers, including Kirk. Well, you know what, though? I mean, there's no such thing as young Black leadership because the outreach sucks. The outreach sucks, Shane Hollis. And let me tell you why the outreach sucks. You're not reaching out to anyone that you're going to publicly berate on stage. You know what I'm saying? What up, Fauna Faye? I see Black sucking up to him and Nick literally just torn apart Black MAGA. What did they learn? Absolutely nothing. Exactly. But you know what it is? We have a lot of young white men who feel displaced, claiming to be in a political arena when they know nothing about politics. And a lot of these young white men claiming to be conservatives are nothing more than losers who took on a conservative identity to fit into some kind of social club. And a lot of them were apolitical until they fell under the influence of some online jackass who they viewed to be hyper-masculine, right? And I want you to think about this for a second. These losers were so low in life that they had to go on social media to get themselves influenced by an influencer, which shows me that they were socially awkward or they didn't fit in where they wanted to fit in. Some of them couldn't get laid, while others needed someone to blame for why their wives or their girlfriends left them, right? So they blamed feminism to be the culprit. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I hear one of these clowns start talking about feminism, the first thing I start thinking about is who divorced them? Who broke up with them? What did their baby mamas do to them? What did their ex-girlfriends do to them? You know what I'm saying? They were sold the illusion that the reason that they're downtrodden in society is simply because they're white. That's how these neo-Nazis and these like white supremacist hate groups recruit their following. They get the losers, right? They get the losers and they tell them, hey, man, the reason that you're down and out is not because you're socially awkward, not because you'd rather be watching anime than going out on a town, not because you'd rather be going and investing your money in something great instead of spending it in alcohol and trying to, you know, entertain women that don't want to have shit to do with you anyway. No, the reason that you're downtrodden in society is because you're white. And the reason that they think they're losing their rights as white men is because they feel that black people are making too many demands to be treated equally, right? And I get it. There are some of these black guys out here and black women out here on social media that makes everything a race issue when it's not. Hell, these same black men and black women that do this, they kowtow to the black LGBTQ and the black women, black leftist feminist women in our community. So I understand on that aspect, two things can be true at once, but you do have a lot of black people out here making demands that are really unachievable. And they work for the left. They're a bunch of fucking Democratic shills. I don't get along with that type, right? But these white guys feel that the reason they can't get a job is because those darn illegal immigrants are taking their place in society. The reason they that their women can just uproot and leave with another man taking their kids with them is a result of feminism, they would blame, right? The reason that they're losing their place in society as men, well, they'll blame the LGBTQ for that. And the reason that they're losing their country, well, they want to blame the Jewish community for that. See, they're always trying to find someone to blame. And all of this is a play out of the freaking Nazi playbook of the 1930s, like Skip Frantz just told us. And it's so blatant that you have so many people on the right who are proudly claiming to be Nazis, right? I made some predictions. And you guys can't tell me I didn't make these predictions. I made the prediction several years back that what we're seeing of the Republican Party now, this new form of the Republican Party, you're going to have proud Nazis claiming to be part of the Republican Party, claiming to be the Republican Party. And let me tell you where I first saw this, I was like, okay, I see where this is going, right? I see where this is going. I see how far this is going to go, and it's not going any kind of good direction. You guys remember when Candace Owens and Kanye West came out with those White Lives Matter hoodies? You know what I'm saying? I saw it coming. I saw the social engineering was working overtime. Right under our noses, the social engineering was working overtime in the name of conservatism. You know what I'm saying? And people were like, Ricky, no. See, the reason they done... No. You can't explain this shit. Because now we're reaping the results of allowing that shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? Now these damn bigots on the right don't need to hide behind black faces to spew their anti-black racism. They don't need to run and hide behind the word Republican to be proud Nazis anymore. There's no longer a need for token black people to try to rationalize with the alt-right's takeover of the Republican Party anymore. See, it's not just the so-called minorities that MAGA took a big shit on, right? MAGA took a big shit on middle of the road white Republicans at this point as well. You know, there were a lot of non-racist white people that was a part of Team MAGA at one point in time. They voted for Trump for the same reasons that my black ass voted for Trump. But just like me, we're all sitting here scratching our heads and wondering what the fuck happened to those campaign promises. Just like me asking, and we're all asking, what about those Epstein files? See, a lot of my white conservative friends in my offline social circle found Charlie Kirk not to be right nor relevant. A lot of my white conservative friends who weren't even on social media like that are not in tune with the Nazi bullshit that has become of the Republican Party, right? And what MAGA has done was swung that pendulum so far right that when that pendulum swings back to the left, we're going to have hell to pay from the left, right? If you thought the cancel culture was bad before, wait until you see America post 2028. Those illegal immigrants, like I say, I'm making some predictions here. Y'all watch what I say. Mark my words. These illegal immigrants that we're being seen round up by ICE, well, guess what? They're going to become the new protected class when the left regains power. They're regaining power. They're regaining power. And I say that with deep regret because I don't like the left. I don't like the radical left or what they're all about. But they're going to regain the power. And just like the right, the left are going to no longer need their black tokens when they have a higher number of Latinos that are going to take their place on the stage of social justice. They're going to be protected. Shane Hollis, you know what I'm saying here, man. You know what I'm saying. You think that they kowtow to Black Lives Matter? They're not even going to be thinking about black folks. They're going to make these illegal immigrants, especially Latinos, the new protected class. You're not even going to be able to look at them the wrong way without risk of losing your job, without risk of being ostracized as a racist. You feel me? Those protections that you see the LGBTQ community get right now, it's going to be 10 times that for the Latino community. You know, Roland Martin, who's the biggest black Democratic shield that I could think of, well, he might as well change his name to Rolando Martinez and learn how to start speaking Spanish. Yeah. Like I say, I'm making some accurate predictions here. So in 3 years, you can come back to my channel and either call me a psychic or a time traveler. Another accurate prediction that I'm going to make about the Republican Party is that it's going to continue to unravel under Donald Trump. The Republican politicians are going to be distancing themselves from the MAGA movement. And some are going to switch parties in order to stay in office. I mean, think about it. We already got who? Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, having sit-downs with CNN? When did you ever think we would see that? What day is it in America where we got Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene sitting down with CNN talking shit about Donald Trump? You know what I'm saying? Starkey Farstead says that I'm reformed MAGA. God has really opened my eyes. I'm reformed MAGA too. I want to see who doesn't sign the release the Epstein files. Well, shit. The Republican Party is doing more to cover the shit up now than the Democrats ever did. The Democrats just pretended like the shit didn't exist. Donald Trump was like, I'm going to run on this, and then I'm going to pretend like the shit didn't exist. I think a lot of Republicans will be arrested, both politicians, law enforcement, and civilians. Shit. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, those Epstein files, that's a staple in everything. On top of that, the anti-Semitism that we're seeing. And what I mean by the anti-Semitism, Zionism and Judaism is a totally different entity, right? Zionism and Judaism is totally different. The reason I don't talk about what's going on in the Middle East is simple. Because if you speak against Israel, y'all troglodytes will take it a step further. You'll say that you'll come with your problems that you have with Israel. You will air your grievances about Israel, but then you will switch over to talking shit about the Jewish community altogether. Then you start parroting Hitler and start justifying Hitler and all that other bullshit. And I'm not with that. I don't get down with that. It's the same thing that you guys do for black folks. You'll start a problem, start up with a legitimate problem, but then next thing you know, you're throwing all black people under the bus. So I can't get down with you because I know exactly where you're going. And before you start going, I stop you. And the only thing that's going to be left of the right in my predictions in the year 2026 is that, well, what's going to be left of the right is an online presence of angry white racist trolls. That's it. There's no way that the Republican Party can clean up their image by this next election cycle. You know, especially when all of the right-winger podcasters are giving way too much, paying way too much homage to Nick Fuentes. They're riding his nuts. And when you got these people like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and all of these people who's supposed to be the face of the Republican Party, glazing Nick Fuentes, you're not cleaning that up. You're making truth tellers of the radical left. Not saying that the radical left has a good agenda, but you're making truth tellers of them when you're talking about how dangerous their rhetoric is and how it's become and where it's going. You see what I'm saying? And people going to remember the momentum that these bigots gained online under Trump and not want to have anything to do with the Republican Party. They're going to remember this shit. Come campaign season, they're going to remember who sat down with Nick Fuentes. They're going to sit down and talk about who Nick Fuentes praises. And if Nick Fuentes want to just fuck somebody's career up, the only thing Nick Fuentes got to do is give them praise on his broadcast. You know what I'm saying? Trump is a fascist. I agree. What up, Cyrus Rivas? How's it going? They popped out hard and heavy SJWs and racist keyboard warriors. Yeah. But, you know, there are people, like I say, that are stuck on the Republican plantation because they think it's a safe haven to escape the Democratic plantation, right? However, the Republican plantation has the likes of Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens beating the drum for them. And they're not going to do anything but give these leftists momentum and public validation to move forward. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to do. Yep, I want to know the truth. We all want to know the truth. What up, Notre Dame? It's crazy to me that they don't see the people are becoming fatigued with anti-woke content, right? But you got to think about where these MAGA trolls are coming from. You know what I'm saying? These people are incels who were sold victimhood just like these black manosphere clowns. You know what I'm saying? And this is why and how the likes of Andrew Tate became so popular in their circles. This is how they were sold this false illusion of what an alpha male is. But what they're not being told is the fact that if they end up trying to live up to some hyper masculine rouge, that's the best way to end up behind bars, right? The jailhouse is full, and the graveyard are full of many macho wannabes. And I get it. I get it. A lot of you were like, you know what I'm saying, socially awkward. You were rejected out of those social circles that you thought were the in crowd and joined a group of misfits to form a crowd of your own. I believe you'd rather be out at the bars and at the nightclubs versus sitting on social media circle jerking with a bunch of social rejects. I honestly believe that. But those people who rejected you, that made you feel like an outsider, that you thought were cool, are not really all together their damn selves. They have their own insecurities, and their friendships are shallow as fuck. Not only do they have their own insecurities, they suffer from the grievances of breakups too. They suffer from the grievances of being socially rejected. They try to live every day to be accepted amongst the crowd. Their insecurities are socially acceptable because it involves them being in places and spending money. And these places where they're spending money, they don't even need to be at all. You know what I'm saying? And trust and believe, when they're not talking about you, they're talking about people in their social circle. So you're not missing anything. And a lot of you are conflating being an alpha male with being a tough guy. You know, well, tough guys don't have to tell you that they're tough. And there's a big difference between being tough and being dangerous. Fauna Fade, thank you for the $10 super chat. You know what I do for them butter biscuits.
My good friend.
Yes, you know what I do for the butter biscuits. Let's read Fauna Fade super chat. The Republican Party will be stained with MAGA for probably the next 30 to 50 years due to how much people genuinely hate Trump and his portrayal via the media post-presidency. Exactly. There's no coming back. There's no coming back. But, getting back to these wannabe tough guys that, assume some kind of hyper-masculine complex during all of this Trump shit, I'm going to tell you something. Tough guys, tough guys always have to show you that they're tough. And there's a difference between being tough and being dangerous. The tough guy has to let you know how tough he is, where the dangerous man rarely speaks at all. You know what I'm saying? I hang out regularly with a lot of dangerous men. Not bragging. I'm just telling the truth here. And they're not in the places that you think they'll be. They're not on social media beating their chest, calling themselves alpha male and letting you know how dangerous they are. They don't go to bars or nightclubs where there are other tough people trying to validate themselves in front of other people. And the only thing that makes so-called tough people dangerous is because they drag everyone down with them when they're trying to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? Sitting around on social media making fun of people who you think are weaker than you are, that doesn't make you tough. It only makes you a troll. And everything that you try to subject someone else to be that you think is weak is what you really are. You're not alpha. You walk around here calling yourself alpha and calling other people beta that don't agree with your bullshit. Maybe that's the reason you're lonely. Maybe that's the reason your ex left you. Maybe that's the reason another kid is learning how to be a man from another man. Because you don't get it. The willingness to fight another person doesn't make you tough. It makes you a dumbass who don't value your freedom. You can't define outside of physical strength, firearm ownership, and financial belongings what makes a man an alpha male. And the reason that you're upset with women and bash them at every time you get a chance is because they're not playing your game with you. You're not Andrew Tate. If Andrew Tate couldn't protect himself from himself with all of his money and all of his wealth, then there's no way that you can protect yourself from yourself. You will never be Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was from a wealthy background versus you who are broke and somehow think that the elites are going to align with your outdated views. Tell me where I'm wrong here. You'll never be Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk can't get, well, he can't now. He can't give you a class on how to be him. Either you are or you're not. Andrew Tate can't give you a class on how to be him. And why would you want to be? You know what I'm saying? We be chilling at home with our families. Exactly. This is why there are more videos of these dudes getting packed up for running their mouths. Exactly. You seeing a lot of these so-called conservatives getting their asses kicked on social media, wanting to go out there, talk all that shit that they talk in their home studios behind their screens and talk that shit to other people's faces, and they getting packed up. Don't get me started on these red pill alpha male dating coach grifters. Exactly. Listen, if you're on social media, 9 times out of 10, you're a loser. What do I mean by that? The reason that these trolls know how to hit you where it hurts is because these trolls are just like you. They're losers. They got insecurities. If you got a heavy social media presence and you get in your feelings by someone calling you ugly, someone calling you fat, someone calling you dumb, then guess what? The only thing you're doing is acknowledging someone else's insecurities that they're projecting onto you because you have those same goddamn insecurities. So, of course, it's a good market to get a marketing idea to get online and pretend like you can appeal to these fucking losers and sell hope to losers because, I mean, goddamn, it's nothing but a cesspool of losers. Of course, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could get on here and pretend to be somebody I'm not and tell you to take my class. Because I know it's a bunch of losers. That's why these motherfuckers get online getting their feelings when somebody come in their chat room talking shit about them. Why? Because fuck, those same insecurities that the trolls are projecting, those same trolls have those same insecurities, and the person they're projecting them on have those insecurities. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all motherfuckers fold up so quick. These MAGA podcasters won't even bust a grape, let alone a cap. They can't say what they want to black people's faces. If they did, they'd all be TKO'd 5 seconds. Agreed. And let me go ahead and dance for my butter biscuits.
My good friend.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, look at what happened to Andre Williams. You know what I'm saying? What up? Welcome to Team Bright Studios. How you doing? But yeah, since Trump came along, these online right-wingers have redefined the term conservative. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking that these wealthy white elites are going to break ties with the people that generates their wealth. Put them ahead of the game. These wealthy white elites are not breaking their ties with the people they break bread with. Now, you can say who they are. If you're so brave to do so, I'm not going to say, but the wealthy white elites are not breaking ties with the people who keep money in their pockets because they care about you. Our government is in the position of people management. They don't give a fuck about your race. They just need people to manage. And because the cost of living is so goddamn high, they know that the average American, no matter what race you are not in a rush to have kids. Hell, it costs $1,500 to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Who the fuck wants to have kids when it's hard enough to come up with $1,500 to pay the goddamn rent? Who wants to do that shit? So, who do they get to do it? Well, they import the people to manage. That's why the fucking border was open. Because they knew it was going to be hard for the American people to keep up with the cost of living, so they subsidize people to come across the border and do exactly what we refuse to do, which is, procreate on a mass scale. You know what I'm saying? Conservative to them are men who have the personality of Ned Flanders, carry guns, and mistreat women. Exactly. That's why Roe v. Wade happened. There weren't too many babies were being born. Exactly. Now it's the Chinese and Indian instead of the open border. Chinese, Indians, Latinos, anybody the government can get in here to be the people to manage. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to protect them. They're going to protect their investment. They're going to protect their investment. So like I say, when the Democrats gain power, because they are going to, now a lot of you don't want it to happen, and I'm with you in those regards. I'm with you in those regards. So I don't want the left to gain power like they did before. But when they do, they're going to protect those investments. So you go online talking trash about the Latino community, prepare to lose your job. Prepare to be ousted in your social circles. Prepare to lose your social media account. The government's going to protect their investments. These are the people that are coming in that's going to make babies, and these are the people who's going to take over the fucking workforce of the future. They're going to be the future military. They're going to be the future politicians. They're going to have a story of how they were mistreated, because right now they're going to come back to this day and they're going to show the ICE raid. So they're going to talk about how Latinos were mistreated in America, just like they showed how blacks were mistreated in America in the 1960s. They're going to use the same fucking playbook, but they're going to use Latinos instead of black folks. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy Wynn, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I'm not going to be surprised if an anti-Latino hate crime bill gets passed in 2032. I give it shorter than that. I give it shorter than that. I think that it'll be passed in 2028. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. This is why you're seeing so many of these trucking companies thriving while truck drivers are starving. You know what I'm saying? What up, Craig Beats? Ice Raid, sorry, I love being black. AI robots are future employees, mass layoffs soon. No, I mean, they're going to have hands-on labor, man. I'm with you, but I think they're using Islamic more than Latino. No. This is still a Christian nation. They still need a staple. You know what I'm saying? They still need a staple. But yeah, it's going to be some crazy shit coming in the days to come. And the Republican Party can only blame themselves for this because of who they're allowing to take their image. And I told y'all motherfuckers a long time ago that Candace Owens is going to be what destroys the Republican Party. Am I not right? Because that's what's happening right now. In real time, we're seeing fucking the White House press secretary talk shit about Candace Owens. In real time, we're seeing these fucking podcasters fall out with the politicians that they claim to represent the party of. You know what I'm saying? In real time, we're seeing all this shit. And I told you, this was going to happen, man. Let's see. How long do you think it would take until Erica Kirk and J.D. Vance have their public fling? Not too long. And I'm going to tell you why. Why the fuck is J.D. Vance giving his personal house information, you know, telling his house business on national television? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's sitting here talking about that he hopes his wife comes around to worshiping Jesus, but you married a woman that you knew was a Hindu. Why are you telling your house business? If you got problems in your household, the last place they need to be told is on a fucking public stage. Why are you sitting there berating your wife in front of the nation? See, I thought it was bullshit when they said that, you know, J.D. Vance was going to end up with Erica Kirk, but it could be a possibility that it would happen. I mean, it could be a possibility here. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they were smashing behind closed doors anyway. I'd smash Erica Kirk if I had the chance. Y'all motherfuckers would too. So I'm not, you know, I'm not going to sit up there and say that he's doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the motherfucker sitting around here doing wrong. Because at the end of the day, everybody would smash Erica Kirk. Y'all would be telling me a motherfucking lie if y'all say y'all wouldn't smash Erica Kirk. Y'all ever seen that movie Baby Boy? I'd be sitting there walking around the house with that shit, man. Talking about, no, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, you would. It's like y'all motherfuckers get on social media and pretend like y'all have some kind of standard in women. Y'all get on social media talking about, I wouldn't do that, man. She's fat. No, good and damn well, that woman that you calling fat and trolling, if she showed up at your front door, pants dripping wet, talking about she's ready to fuck you, you won't tell nobody, but you'll do it. Many of y'all motherfuckers fuck women that y'all say y'all wouldn't tell y'all friends y'all did it. We know what goes on behind closed doors. Every man done got with that woman. You know what I'm saying? Aztecian prick, you're a liar. You're a liar. Talk about she ain't thick enough. You're a liar. Any man in my chat room say they wouldn't do it, they're lying to me, man. Y'all lying. She had them tight leather pants on. Damn right, man. I smash it, man. A piece of pussy past is a piece of pussy missed. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's one thing I've never done. No fat broads allowed. Shaka Nulu, you know good and damn well you fucked a fat girl before. You know good and damn well you did that shit. You fucked the ugly girl before, too. I mean, come on. Now, is Erica Kirk acting like a grieving widow? That ain't none of my business. Did Erica Kirk have Charlie Kirk set up like these conspiracy theorists are saying? Once again, that's none of my business. I don't give a shit, to be real with you. Who done it? Who gives a fuck? Who done it? Who gives a fuck? I'm not gonna sit up here and waste my motherfucking time out of my day trying to figure out who stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Ranger says, I wouldn't. I'm not going after Charlie Kirk. Come on, man. I mean, you ain't thinking about Charlie Kirk when you fucking him, man. Hell, you fucked somebody's wife before, I'm sure. And you wasn't thinking about the husband when you were fucking the wife. Oh, Skip Frost says, Skip Frost says, Erica knew that if she dressed like a couch, JD couldn't resist. Oh. Yeah, see what I'm saying, Shaka Nulu? You know what? Yeah, I know you did that shit before. You wouldn't fuck Tess Holiday if you had a chance. You wouldn't fuck Tess Holiday? I'm just asking, for a friend. Let me see. What did I do with that picture, Tess? You wouldn't smash her, man? She's like the plus size model. She's like in charge of the body positivity movement. You wouldn't do it. Come on now. Don't tell me what you wouldn't do. Who's that? That's the question you'll be asking the next day when somebody asks you, did you go home with that big girl last night? Yeah, you would, man. Don't lie to me, man. Don't lie to me. We're on the fucking internet, man. We ain't gonna see you. Yeah, we're on the internet. Hey, Ricky, after this presidency, JD won't have a job, so he'll be a lazy boy. Ooh. That's taking a prince, but I didn't say all that shit, man. Talking about she can flip my eggs and I'll toss her a salad. Dude, I didn't say all that, but, hey, to each his own. Hey, to each his own, man. Do you? I ain't mad at you. You know damn well you'd smash that if she came up to you, man. Yeah, sectional healing. That ain't the garden salad. That's the whole acre. Hey, look, it's the internet, man. I ain't got no motherfucking shame in my game. Talking about she's pretty, lose 125 pounds and she'll be good to go. I'm not going to be sitting there weighing this woman before she get in my bed, man. Hey, how much you weigh before we fuck? Huh? Ain't nobody. When was the last time you asked a woman how much she weighed before you fucked her? When's the last time? Man, smash that like button, people. Y'all know I'm kicking some knowledge here. She's closing buffets out here in Vegas. And guess what? I'll be out there in the buffet with her, too. Shit. Where they that big, smell comes from all kinds of areas, man. Chill. Bullshit. And now they know how to wash their ass. Them dudes don't understand BBW got that vice grip. You know what? Hey, that's tacky and prick. You know what? Just don't let them know, man. Just don't let them know. Let them live in their oblivion, But they do got that vice grip, man. I mean, if you ain't never been with a big woman, you don't know what the fuck you're missing, man. Skip Frost, man. You need to do a stand-up on your show on that one, man. Y'all know I'm telling the truth here. I do it. I ain't gonna sit here. A lot of y'all motherfuckers talking about what I wouldn't do. Hey, it's the internet, man. You ain't got to come up here, especially if you ain't got a picture up, trying to pretend like you got standards. Hell, if you had standards, you wouldn't be on the internet. You'd be at church somewhere trying to find a woman. you be out there trying to find you a good girl somewhere. Everybody know they got somebody like this in their damn DMs talking shit to them every night. Every man has that. Hey, I've been the camera on my lives, but I ain't got no shame in my game. I'm talking about the people coming up here talking about they got standards, so they ain't got no picture up, man. Everybody want to claim they have standards. Bullshit. Bullshit. But yeah, but with this government shutdown, I knew this shit somebody was gonna cave in, man. Nah, I like them to sit on my face so weight matters. Shit. Come on now. I don't know what you do behind closed doors, Ranger. But I ain't gonna sit up here and be like what I wouldn't do. I mean, the only way I can be honest with you on social media is when I tell you what I wouldn't do a guy. I wouldn't do same sex. You know what I'm saying? But hell, when it comes down to, you know what I'm saying, get with something like this, hell yeah, I'd do it, man. It's like you got a lot of these guys talking about, I'd never get with a white girl, but if this came along, you gonna tell me you wouldn't do it? You tell me you wouldn't do it? Come on now. I know I would. Talking about, no, I love my sisters. Everybody plays that Malcolm X role when they're talking to black women. But let this come along and show up in your DMs. You'll be singing Barry Manilow before the night's over with. Trying to talk all tough on social media, man. Come on. Stop that bullshit. Yeah, it's all pink inside and we're all black when the lights go out. But damn. Y'all ain't never did a woman's pale before under the moonlight, man. That shit glows, boy. Right, they'll be sitting there talking all that damn pro-black shit. They get with a white girl. I can't smile without you. Lying ass motherfuckers. Y'all lying ass motherfuckers. That's how I know y'all would do Erica Kirk if she came along. That's how I know y'all would do Erica Kirk. Hell, I'd do it just to say I did it, man. I'd do it just to say just to piss off these damn racists. You know what I'm saying? I'd do it just to piss them off if I had a chance. Damn, man, I can't deal with her no more. She let Ricky Manor fuck her. Erica's too boring for you. Hey, dude, you know, boredom don't belong in the bedroom, man. A woman can be boring outside the bedroom. I mean, you fuck plenty of nerds in your day, I'm sure, that were just boring as hell outside of the bedroom. When you busting a nut, ain't no boredom in that shit, man. Do y'all think she gonna be like boring in the bedroom? Oh, what is that? What is the size of that thing? All right, we're gonna do this military style. Up, down, in, out, in, out, in. Give me 5 reps of 10 on this one. Up, down, in, out, in. Y'all know good and damn well y'all smash that. I smash it just to say I did it, man. Half up, half. Wait till they see the video of Marjorie Taylor Greene getting kissed by that black dude. Maurice Delk is a black dude that kissed Marjorie Taylor Greene. He comes into my chat room a lot, man. Erica probably a freak. That's why she got onto Trump's pageant in Charlie's bedroom. Now Vance is allegedly. Man, you know what? Don't get me started on that shit, because like I said, and I told you guys this many times, I've been to many swingers parties, right? And what do you see at these swinger parties? You don't see these radical leftists there, the pink-haired people and the blue-haired people. No, you see these damn, what you would think are morally upright people. You know what I'm saying? With fetishes. A lot of these guys have fetishes to watch their wives being fucked by a big black guy. And that's where I come in. Or used to come in anyway, when I used to be a part of those communities. They love watching that shit while they sitting there jacking off while you damn beating that thing up, man. They love watching that shit. True, I had sex with 2 supposed white lesbians before. That shit was good, not expecting it. Listen, it was a Latino lesbian that taught me how to use my tongue. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I was about 20 years old when I lost my virginity, right? So I didn't know shit. So here I come at 23 years old, wondering why I'm getting these one-night stands and no return phone calls. Well, it was quite simple. I was a minute man. I last about 30 minutes or 30 seconds, and boom, 5 minutes was all you got from me, right? And here comes this Latino lady talking about, she likes, both of them, and I got with her. Boom, it was good. I went to sleep. She like, oh, hell no, man. Ricky, I got to show you what to do. Once I show you this trick, it's going to work well for you in your life. So she brought her girlfriend over and used her, as a instructor, while I sat around and pretty much learned from these women what to do with a woman with my tongue to please them. So, yeah, I mean, I thank her to this very day for that shit. Like, I didn't know what I was doing before I met her. So here I am. I wouldn't be surprised if Crowder dresses up like a woman in his room, since he used to dress up like us for parody, a social experiment. Man, it wouldn't surprise me if Crowder was one of those people sitting around watching a man fuck his wife, getting off on that shit. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because a lot of these motherfuckers don't know how to please a woman. They're not alpha males. They get online and pretend to be. But hell, a lot of people that you think are tough guys in the movies are nerds. Clint Eastwood, a fucking nerd. Arnold Schwarzenegger, a fucking nerd. You know what I'm saying? Jason Statham, a fucking nerd. I met him before. He's a big time nerd. When I can sit down and talk to a motherfucker about anime for hours, that's a nerd. That's not a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? What's the other one? Sylvester Stallone, a fucking nerd. A lot of your rap artists are nerds. They never made it in the streets, but they'll get on the microphone and talk about, being gangsters and shit. So, of course, these damn conservative grifters can get online and play these hyper masculine people. You know what I'm saying? And the only one who could really pull it off is Andrew Tate, because we saw him get in the ring and kick some ass before. You know what I mean? Exactly, TJ. They're theater kids. Of course, they're nerds. I'm in the industry. I'm in the industry. All right. So whenever I'm around other actors, as a theater kid, I'm a nerd. You feel me? It's a bunch of fucking nerds in the industry, but we can get on camera and we can pretend to be tough. We can pretend to be funny. We can pretend to be whatever you want us to be. And a lot of these people pretending to be tough guys on social media, they're a bunch of fucking nerds, man. Skip, I never looked at it like that. Politics is show business for ugly people. Well, Congress is the longest running soap opera with the highest paid actors and actresses. So I got to agree with you there. Right. Outside of social media, we're nobody. But, everybody gets online and they get caught up in that fantasy. You know what I'm saying? People get online and they get caught up in a fantasy. They let some woman chat them up on social media. Now they think they're the man. Instead of going out into the world where real people can validate their status, they get on social media to validate their status. A lot of these people are shy as fuck. You see them on TikTok talking all this shit, but when you meet them, they're just as humble as they want to be. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a lot of fake shit going on out here, man. Got faces for radio. And then you got to think, you got these pretty women that get on social media looking all good and shit. You really think they really got it going on? No, they know that there's a lot of hopeless romantics that'll be up in their chat room, chatting them up, sending them money, because if these women were everything that you think they were, they wouldn't be on social media entertaining your fucked up ass. They'd be out on the town somewhere, hanging out with their girls, doing something other than sitting in front of a computer or a fucking phone talking to you. But for some reason, there's still a bunch of hopeless romantics on social media thinking that they're going to score the girl that they can't score in their offline lives on social media. Trust and believe, that woman that a lot of y'all losers are looking for does not exist. If a woman is out of your league offline, right, what the hell makes you think a woman's going to magically become in your league online? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when Rubia Garcia was catering to all these black men when she was doing all that Black Lives Matter bullshit. And it made me embarrassed to see how many black men was falling for that shit. I'm like, these niggas ain't got no damn game, man. These niggas definitely ain't got no game. You want to get chatted up by a white girl, you can just go down to the strip club. Give her $50. Hell, she'll tell you everything that you want to hear. Whisper sweet little nothings in your ear. $50 more, she might even let you smell the whisker biscuit. And just because you come out of that club with glitter on your face doesn't mean that you're the man now. It just means you're just another loser who paid a woman to say something that you wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't live in reality. So a lot of y'all motherfuckers who live these online lives, you don't live in reality. This isn't, the online life is not reality. These motherfuckers are not alpha males that you're looking up to. These are straight up betas just like you are that knows how to take advantage of another beta. They'll tell you these little things on how to date and what to do to get the girl. And hell, if that was the case, then it would have worked for them. But it ain't working for them. Hell, didn't we hear about some of these damn dating coaches getting women pregnant and shit and leaving? But they want to damn scold you on how to be an alpha male. Well, if you want to be a manly man, then you would do the things it takes to take care of a kid once you knock a woman up. You get your ass up in the morning, you go to work. You take that shit from the boss because the boss is going to talk shit to you. Your coworkers are going to talk shit to you. You're going to be able to keep the focus in mind. I can't hit this motherfucker because I got to continue making my money. I got to buy diapers. I got to buy clothes. I got to buy shoes. I got to pay for childcare. That's a man's role. It's not romantic, is it? It's not about how many motherfuckers you can beat up. It's not about what kind of gun you have or who you can make fear you or what man you can outcompete with on a sexual market. It's the shit that makes a man is that lazy, what's up? What call it? The anti-lazy shit. Anybody can learn some fighting moves. Anybody can go to the gym and lift some weights and, you know what I'm saying, get a good physique and take pictures showing off their guns. Can you get your ass up in the morning? Can you restrain yourself so you can keep your fucking job if somebody tests you on a job site? Can you stay focused on what your goal is to do? Do you have the discipline to do that day after 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 day? Do you have the financial discipline to put your money in places where it needs to be, not where you want it to be? Do you have the financial discipline to make to build something from what little you have? Make something big out of something so small? See, we can sit around here and talk about being a man, talking about picking up on women and game and all this other shit. Don't mean a goddamn thing if you can't damn handle your own as a man. Holding your own as a man doesn't necessarily mean being able to defend yourself. Street niggas are out here defending themselves every motherfucking day against other street niggas. You're not a street nigga. You're a fucking man. There are things that a man got to do that he don't want to do. As a man, probably 60% of the things that you're tasked to do are things that you will not enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a true man, a real man, not what some dumb bitch on social media tells you what a real man is, not what some dumb nigga with a damn podcast tell you what a man is. If you was a real man, you wouldn't be going to another man trying to validate your manhood. If you was a real man, you would know every motherfucking morning when you step in your car on a cold day to go to the job site that you're doing what a fucking man does. Nobody have to tell you that you're being a man. You would know it already. And sometimes being a man is a very thankless job. Get over it. Put on your big boy pants and man up. You feel me? Right, Jimmy Wynn? Right. If you're a man, then you wouldn't be looking up how to be man. You know, you would learn a trade. You would do something. You would better yourself so you can provide, man. That's what a man does. Man ain't somebody who gets up and puts himself in harm's way, puts his freedom on the line, his life on the line to prove to somebody else that, you know what I'm saying, he can beat somebody's ass. Or that he's better than the next man because the way that he's shaped or whatever, man. Come on now. That ain't man shit. No real man's going to be spending time in a nightclub popping bottles like some of these broadcasters have you thinking that's the thing. Let's go to the club. Let's show, you know, how to pick up on women. That's called being a womanizer. A nigga that don't have a damn pot to piss in or a window to throw it out can be a womanizer. Y'all know this and I know this. There's always that one dude that don't have a fucking job, never had a job, don't have a driver's license, but somehow every time you see him, he's always shacked up with a woman and he's driving some woman's car. That's, you know, to me, you know, that's called having game. Having game and being a man are two different things. And why would you want to have game to be a womanizer if you're a man? Hell, one woman is good enough. One woman is enough. Trying to entertain two or three? Well, if you can do that with, you know, zero revenue in your pocket, that's good. In a certain sense, until you grow up and you realize that's empty and shallow. You feel me? Can you take nothing and make it something big? Can you take your money, a small amount of money, and grow that shit legitimately? Can you better yourself that you could grow bigger as a person? That's what being a man is. It's not romantic, is it? It's not as thrilling as these podcasts, these data gurus are trying to tell you it is. You know? But if you need somebody to tell you how to wash your ass before going out on a date, then you don't need to be dating. I mean, if you need to come online and have another grown man to tell you how to practice good hygiene, you don't need to be dating. If you need another man on social media to tell you how to talk to women, you don't need to be dating. You need to be figuring yourself out. It is what it is. With that being said, man, I'll probably be back on Sunday night. These hours I work, it got me like, all the way out there. But until then, man, you guys take care of yourselves and each other. God bless you all. God help America. Hope to see you guys on Sunday. Take care.